For tutorial 2, the first problem, the flow of fluid in a pipe has been studied experimentally, and it has been determined that the variables of importance are the following: velocity, pressure drop, density, viscosity, diameter, length, and roughness of the wall. Given this equation equals to constant, okay, equation 1, determine the necessary dimensionless number. So we have a list of tables here where we list down the symbol of the following items and its exponents. The name are given as below, the SI units and its dimensions. So length in meter is denoted as L, time is denoted as theta, okay, and mass is denoted by M, okay, and so forth. Okay, so we substitute these dimensions into equation 1 as such. So for example, for V, the velocity, over here we substitute this dimension in, so we get L to the power of 1 is to the power of A, theta to the power of -1 to the power of -a, okay, and then P to the power of B means M to the power of B, L to the power of -1, which is -b, and theta to the power of -2, which is theta to the power of -2b, and so forth. Okay, so we substitute the dimensions in. So the above equation will be dimensionless only if the sum of the power on any given dimension is 0. Meaning that, okay, so for the dimension L, length, so the sum of all of its exponents that has L, okay, so L you have A, negative B, -3C, -D, E, F, G. Okay, so list it out: A, -B, -3C, -D, E, F, G should equals to 0. Same goes to the other dimensions, which is the mass and theta. Okay, so the mass here is M, which is B, M plus C, M plus D, okay, equals to 0. That is equation 3. And for theta, -A, okay, -2b over here, and -d, which is here, right? So from equation 4, we rearrange so that A equals to -2b minus d. From equation 3, we rearrange and get C equals to -b minus d. And from equation 2, we get E to be -A plus B plus 3C plus D minus F minus G. Okay, so we substitute these two into this equation here. Okay, substitute this in. -A, which is from here, plus B plus 3C, which is here, substituted in, plus D minus F minus G, and we get this equation. Okay, and finally this. Then equation 1, which is this, becomes this equation. Okay, this is P, I bring it over. So V, so A is -2b minus D, substituted in, rho to the power of C, which is -b minus D, -b minus D, the viscosity, which is to the power of D, okay, we keep it there, dO, E is this equation, so we substitute E over here, L, F, E, G equals to constant. So we arrange the the components into their respective exponents. So b, we put it together with b, okay, and we are given such equation. So p to the power of b, okay, and then v to the power of negative 2b. So over here we have v to the power of 2b, and other components with b is the density, which is negative b, so it is at the bottom. So the same thing goes over here, and thus we can get that this is actually the Euler's number, and this category here is the reciprocal of the Reynolds number, whereas these two is the geometric ratios.